Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Croeso, boneddigion o boneddigesau. This is O Little Town of Aberystwyth, a serialised Louis Knight adventure by Malcolm Price, presented by us, Lighthouse Theatre. 2020 has been a difficult year for everyone, and we fully understand that. But if you could see yourself to give a small donation to help us continue our work, we'd be most grateful. But just be aware, everything is free to listen to. Merry Christmas. Nadolig llawen i chi gyd. O Little Town of Aberystwyth by Malcolm Price, Episode 7.
Aberystwyth at Christmas. A department store Santa lies brutally murdered in an alley in Chinatown, and the Queen of Denmark rings me up and asks me to investigate the case. On top of that, my girlfriend Mavanoy lies in a nursing home with a mystery illness. There'll be no peace for me, Louis Knight, Aberystwyth's only private eye this Christmas. There were just 2 days left to solve the case, and so far we had drawn a blank. It was time to up the ante. I met Calamity at the Cliff Railway base station.
The next train to the top of the hill will depart from platform 1 at 9:45. This is the local stopping train.
Cambio, Vexel, change, tickets for the continent. The Cliff Railway Station had that time-worn, forlorn air of railway termini everywhere. The rails dropped from the sky like the lowered ropes of a rescue party at the bottom of a collapsed mineshaft.
Hi, Louis. Ready for work?
Not really.
2 days left to solve the case. It's time we grasped the nettle. I thought we could drive over to the holiday camp to talk to Herod Jenkins. He's working as the security guard.
Herod Jenkins, my old school games teacher? I'm not sure I want to grasp that nettle.
We need to eliminate him from the inquiry. With a name like Herod, he's an obvious candidate for someone who doesn't like Christmas.
What will we say to him? We don't have any evidence. We can hardly accuse him of murdering Father Christmas just because he's called Herod.
You'll think of something.
Who are we meeting here?
Poxcrop, the newspaper kid. He has connections in the underworld. People who fence stolen goods and stuff. He might be willing to set up a meeting so you can ask who has been fencing the gewgaws.
Okay. How do we find him?
We don't. He finds us.
As she said that, a paperboy moved out of the shadows and took up a position to my left. I'm not looking for a paper, thanks.
You'd be out of luck if you were, Mac. These are props, not for sale.
You the kid who knows the fence?
Keep walking if you don't mind.
Why the newspapers?
Man in my position can't hang around the station without any business being there.
Well, you could have come to the office.
Nothing personal, but I wouldn't like to be seen coming out of your office. I'm taking a risk as it is.
You must know some scary people.
Don't joke about it. I got your message. What can I do for you?
You heard about the hit on Father Christmas? Cops say a load of gewgaws were taken from his sack. I need to talk to the person fencing the gewgaws. You know what they are?
Sure. I've handled merchandise like that before. I can set up a meeting, but I'll need some dough.
How much?
£5 should get me started.
That's a lot of dough. You could start a bakery with that. Here's my card and here's $2.50. Start with a bread roll. We drove over Penglice Hill and down through Bow Street, turning left at the garage for board. Snow began to fall, and our spirits sank. Even at the best of times, a trip to Cousin Kevin's crazy comedy camp was not something to relish. Calamity read the brochure.
Bucket, spade, mess tin.
We need a mess tin for a holiday camp?
If you go self-catering.
What else?
Children and pets welcome. No private investigators.
This is scarier than I thought.
I suppose we better learn our catchphrases then. The first one is, Bore da, how's your pa? Go on, say it.
Borada, how's your pa?
Oh, try and sound as if you mean it.
Hey, what's this? Seems to be some sort of military checkpoint.
This is the entrance to the camp, Louis.
Herod Jenkins was my old school games teacher, now working as the camp's security guard. When I was 15, he sent my friend Marty out on a cross-country run in a blizzard, from which he never returned. It was never officially established that Marty had tuberculosis, but he had a note from his mum that said he did, and that should have been enough. A note from your mum had never been rejected before. We were all shocked. It was the day the music died.
You're thinking about Marty, aren't you?
Hard not to. I'll never forget that look in his eye as he went off on that run. It was the look of the condemned man just as they apply the blindfold.
I wonder where Harold will be. Maybe we should try the guard's house over there.
Excuse me, sir. Are you Mr. Knight?
Yes?
I have some bad news for you. It appears your holiday has come to an abrupt end.
Really?
I'm afraid so.
But we just got here.
That's often the way of it on holiday. It seems like you've only just arrived and it's ready as time to go home.
We have only just arrived.
And we were having such a nice time. I can't believe it's over.
You're not the first to remark on the fleeting nature of human happiness. And this way, please.
Nice aftershave you're wearing.
Thank you, sir. I mix it myself. Nothing fancy, just a few things I find in the garden.
Well, next time go easy on the slugs.
Most comedic, sir. Now, if you would care to make your way to the car park...
Couldn't we just extend our stay by half a day?
Sadly, we are fully booked.
I want to see the manager.
You're looking at him, pal. And I've been manager long enough to spot a private operative when I sees one. Didn't you read the signs? No gumshoes, sleuths, peepers, snoopers, Seamuses, or private detectives.
We were hoping to have a word with your security guard, Herod Jenkins.
He's away at the moment, rehearsing for the carol concert tomorrow evening. He'll be reading from the Book of Goliath. Now, I could always introduce you to some of our other security guards. I'm sure they'd be happy to show you their collections of nightsticks and truncheons.
I spent the evening in my caravan, with the heat turned up full and drinking tea laced with rum. This was turning into one terrible investigation. End of day 4, and we were nowhere, which meant we had one day left, or there would be no presents for the children of Aberystwyth this Christmas. Through my caravan window, I saw a figure walking through the snow. It was Mavanoy! Mavanoy!
Hi, Louis. Surprise, surprise. I've brought a Chinese takeaway and a movie.
Shouldn't you be tucked up in bed in the nursing home?
I discharged myself.
What's the movie?
Casablanca, our favourite. You look a mess.
I feel it.
Everything smells of rum.
Must be the mince pies. I like 'em strong.
You're down in the dumps, aren't you?
A bit.
Drinking won't solve anything.
I'm not trying to solve anything. You gonna stay here?
I thought I would, For a couple of days, if that's all right.
Of course. Stay as long as you like.
I've brought sweet and sour pork, duck in black pepper and egg fried rice.
Sounds great.
Have you got wine?
No, I'll get some.
No, don't bother.
Yes, we must. I'll nip over to the shop and get some.
There's no need.
It won't take me a minute.
Please don't be long.
Was it the strange anguish in her voice as I left her there alone? Or some other sense of foreboding that made me walk so fast to the caravan park shop? Perhaps it was the recognition that a night alone with a girl like Mavanoy in a warm caravan in the storm with hot Chinese takeaway food and a bottle of Festiniog Chardonnay was as near as most of us ever get to heaven here on earth. I felt nervous leaving her alone even for a second, in case the gods decided to snatch their gift away. This must be how a mother bird feels, leaving her chick alone in the nest while she goes off to fetch a worm. I bought the wine and returned to find everything changed.
Listening to O Little Town of Aberystwyth by Malcolm Price, performed by Lighthouse Theatre. Calamity Jane was played by Catrin Mayhew, Mavanoy Montez was played by Llinos Daniel, and Poxcrop was played by Alice White. Louis Knight was played by Matt Addis, and the campsite manager was played by Kieran Bailey. It was directed by Adrian Metcalf, and the music was composed by Paula Gardner. It was produced by Tony Davis of South Wales Audio.